And so I think on that note, let's transition and talk about some of those companies, because at the end of the day, we have seen Web2 companies try to enter the space, and over the past few weeks, there's just been a whole the whole next round of communication for these projects as companies are coming in. And so we've seen in the past few weeks, YouTube, Amazon, and Pokemon all have pretty large announcements about entries into the sector, right? And so YouTube's new CEO is reportedly much more Web3 friendly based on statements that we've seen. And so obviously, YouTube has not been the biggest friend of Web3. It hasn't, deplatformed or demonetized, in a large scale way, but they haven't really leaned into the concept and the technology. Pokemon, as of the moment, it appears to just be a single position that they're hiring for that caused a bit of a stir over the last week. And then Amazon, I think, is probably the biggest one as far as focus on the sector, because they actually have announced, I think it's 15 NFT collections that they're going to be launching directly as their first foray into the space. So the first question I have is, do you guys think these changes are actually real as far as major strategic direction from these organizations, or is it smokescreen just trying to capitalize on a little bit of free marketing?
I mean, Amazon has always been very, very innovative, and they always want to keep a diverse portfolio. And you kind of, it's inevitable. If you're in tech, you have to keep up with Web3. I think at this point, they're just trying to test different waters to see what works best for them. Like Amazon started with books, and now look where they are, right? So I think, I don't think it's BS, and don't get me wrong, it is more revenue stream at the end of the day, and money talks, and that's what everybody's going after. But I think you're going to see these brands try different rounds to see what is going to work best for their model.
Yeah, I think out of the three, the YouTube CEO being friendly towards Web3, what does that actually mean? Like, what is that actually going to mean in regards to actual terms of services, like policy in YouTube? Like, what is that actually going to do? We're not sure yet. We're not sure what effect it's going to have. I'd like to see it happen, but again, potentially with super chats and things like that, including, I was going to say stable coins, but I don't even know how stable coins are now, but like ETH, or you know what I mean? Like, maybe there's a solution there, but yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes. I'm not super excited about that. I mean, it's good news, but I'm not super excited. Amazon actually makes a lot more sense, like what Mona's saying. They've always been pretty innovative.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word. So this doesn't actually surprise me at all. And I don't think this is just smoke screens. I think they are actually trying to understand what the next thing is, trying to figure it out. Correct me if I'm wrong, Annie. There hasn't been any details about these NFTs, upcoming NFTs. They haven't been revealed yet, right? Am I
correct? Not at the time of this recording, at least.
Yeah. So I mean, like, we don't know what they're going to do, and I think we'll have a better idea once that does happen, to see what kind of direction that they're taking. And I agree with Mona. I think this is their time here to test things out, see what works, see what doesn't. But it doesn't make sense for them to fall behind here. I don't think so. Like, Amazon is I would say relatively still, like, it's still in its growth phase. I don't think they're at their dividend phase where they're slowing down yet. I think they're still finding new ways to grow and take over. Like, Jeff Bezos is still about it. He's not out here being like, yo, I'm just chilling out. Like, he's still about the business. Regarding the Pokemon thing, Annie, I really want to spend some time on this one, but I know you've got a bit of a hot take on the Pokemon thing. Do you want to share your opinions on the other two, and then Pokemon?
Yeah,
and we can have a chat about that.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I think for YouTube, it's sort of the situation where I'm also in a wait and see mode as it relates to Twitter too. I could see both of these platforms turning to Web3 token structures of some kind for monetization practices. I mean, imagine if instead of giving likes to a video or to a particular post, you had tokens that you could allocate, right? And based on those tokens, there was actual meaning behind them. Maybe you can't use them as, your own, but you can basically mint them by watching, and then, you basically give your likes to people that are creating good content. Of course, there's risks, from bot standpoint, but generally speaking, I think there's a lot of innovation that could be put into play here by some of these large media and content platforms. Amazon, I'm the most bullish on for sure. So this one, I think we're going to start to see some real interest here in it, because Amazon is so large, so well capitalized, and they've got such a big sort of product landscape that they offer. They've already got pretty good inroads into entertainment, right? You think about the Prime offerings that they've got, but they also have good distribution channels and structures. They certainly have fantastic marketing experience, and so I'm real curious to see what they're going to do with these first 15 collections. Part of me wonders a little bit if this is going to be kind of more derivative that isn't as valuable. I think we saw some interest with Reddit in the same way as they unleashed their first collections. So curious to see if that's going to be really lasting.